So if I was to guess as to why they got rid of the women's NXT tag titles, I would say it's because they don't want to produce women's tag teams. They don't want NXT making actual women's tag teams for the main roster. And I think the reason why is because the women's tag belts were, maybe not so much now, but they were the mid-card belts for the women. The women didn't have Intercontinental or United States titles. They had the women's tag titles. And so what you would do is if you had some women that were TV worthy, like they needed to be on TV, but they weren't in the world title picture, you can put them together. Look at our champs that we've got right now. It's Naomi and it's Bianca. Before that, it was Jade and Bianca. When Sasha walked away, it was Sasha and Naomi. We've also had Liv and Raquel. You know, these aren't proper women's tag teams, are they? They're not. They haven't even got flipping team names, right? They're not like Kaden and Katana, who are a proper women's tag team. They are basically single stars that have been thrown together because we don't need them in the world title picture at the moment. So I don't think WWE are looking to create a women's tag division, because if you do that, you've then got to use that women's tag division. And what are you going to do with the women that aren't around the world title picture? What I would say, though, is that situation has maybe changed a little bit now, because we do actually have women's mid-card belts. So all of a sudden, Bianca could be the Intercontinental champ. Naomi could be the United States champ. There is something else for them to do now. But I still don't think they want to fill the women's tag division with actual women's tag teams. You could easily go out and get some women's tag teams. You could easily put a couple of people together. I mean, you can make the argument we got Lash and Jakara, you know. They've been together for a while. So you could make an argument we've got those two. But really, who else is there, you know? You could make the argument we've got JC and Jasmine, but they're only just chucked together in a group, you know, in a Fatal Influence group. They're more of a faction than a tag team. Truth is, I just don't think that they want NXT producing women's tag teams. I think they want women being brought through NXT. And then when they hit the main roster, if they need to put a couple of women together to just get them on TV, they can. And here's some belts to go after. So I think that's the reason why they stopped doing it in NXT. And it does make sense. A lot of people are disappointed, though, because they want a proper women's tag division. But I just don't think that's the appetite. So, no, I can't say that I see those belts coming back. There's no rumours of those belts coming back anytime soon. But who knows, perhaps when the IC and US titles have kind of been bedded in for a while, maybe then they'll have a bit more confidence to, you know, have a proper women's tag division. And then we can bring the Jumping Bomb Angels back. And that's what we all want.